Youngblood podcast. My name is Joshua Clifton, and I'm here with my new friends. Why don't we introduce ourselves left to right?
Hey, I'm David Connor.
I'm Cam Gossett.
I'm Wally.
And I'm Jordan Jewell.
All right, and you guys are a part of, what would you call a digital collective?
That's a pretty good way to put it. Yeah.
That's a really good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just came over that.
Fantastic summary.
Love it.
Called Western Werewolf.
Oh.
Wait, Werewolf Western.
Western
No,
Werewolf.
Western
You got it
Werewolf.
right, you got it right.
Sorry, I was right, and I made myself look dumb. All right, cool. And you guys are based here in Dallas. We have a mutual friend and our boy Logan, and we met digitally last week. And we just talked about some things that you guys do, and we thought, what a cool way to show them what we do here, but to have you guys on the podcast. So if you don't know, this podcast, the Youngblood podcast, is about the soundtrack of creative artists, like what art, and usually we talk about music, but it could be all kinds of art, right, that inspire you to be the artist that you are. So I think as we progress in our relationship together, this being chapter 1, we can do a blanketed, like, what art got you into, each one of you, into what you're doing now. And if there's a song to go along with it, cool. And we'll let the story unfold that way. But David, right?
Either's fine.
Okay. What was the first thing? What was the first piece of art where you go, I want to quit just being a listener or a watcher. I want to create. Do you remember that?
That's a really good question. I'd kind of go back to just why I got interested in like videography in the first place, and that was probably just YouTube. And when I was like 12 years old, I was obsessed with YouTubers like Tobuscus and Markiplier, like these guys that did like gaming videos and stuff like that. And so I got it like an iPod Nano or something for Christmas one year, and it had a camera on it, and I was just obsessed with like making dumb videos with my friends. We used to like make hoax ghost videos.
Yeah.
Where we'd like pretend like the house is haunted, and like one of us would hide behind some boxes or something, and, like jump out at us, and like just things like that. And I mean,
that's kind of what started it for you. What's interesting. Do you mind? How old were you whenever? About 12 years old. Or what year was that?
That would be 2011.
2011. All right. So around 2011, you're figuring out like maybe an avenue where you're wanting to create, where you're wanting to produce. Was there anything music-wise that was pushing you forward in there? Like what was spinning while you were creating, while you're editing? Because I know that I watched you edit the other night when we all met on what was it, Twitch? Was there Discord? Whatever, Discord. Sorry. And you were editing. What was spinning about that time in your life musically? Do you remember about 12 years old what you were into?
Honestly, not so much. I would say like it's taken a really long time for like my music taste to develop. But really like movies and stuff really got me into it.
Yeah. Which I'm going to tell you, sorry, not to interrupt, but I'm going to tell you, I learned most of my favorite artists from movies. Like this is why I love the idea of music, me being a music creator and eventually trying to become a video creator, like in that medium. It's all storytelling. And you can do it in so many different ways. So I feel like where you're about to go is sometimes movies dictated what I listen to.
Yeah, and I think all of these different like avenues of expression are very like related to each other.
Right.
And kind of going back to like making ghost videos and stuff like that, it was always about like creating an experience in the audience. And like I feel like all of these different artistic experiences I've had through other people's art, like I wanted to recreate that. I wanted to create like sort of like simulated realities where people could experience things that aren't actually happening in the real world.
Right.
And like, at least for me, like when you watch a movie and you see a protagonist go through hardships and overcome them, like you can learn from that experience and like believe in yourself and like your ability to overcome things through like sharing that experience with them through the screen, kind of.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So yeah.
That's great. In a lot of ways, when I heard you saying that like you made these scare videos, ghost scare videos, it made me think that like sometimes we make this art about the things that maybe we don't know too much about, might make us a little nervous. And the more I can go through it, the more I can probably the reason why I watch scary movies so much. Spitting everywhere. When I watched scary movies so much, it was probably because I was kind of nervous about what that was, and I thought the more familiar I get with it, maybe the more I can handle it. What was the first like movie that you go, boom, that's it? You know that one?
For some reason, one sticks out to me, and I was so young when I watched it. I don't even remember what it's about. It's called like The Seeker or something like that.
Seek.
And it was about this kid that's like the chosen one, and like I don't know all this stuff. But for some reason, when I watched that,
Seeker.
I like felt like I don't know, I could be like this person that could like do amazing things or something like that. I don't know. It just really inspired me, and it was like I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up. With the Seekers,
Yeah.
that's a good one. I like that. I like whenever people recommend movies that I haven't necessarily seen or heard. It doesn't happen. All right, Cam. Same question for you, dude. Like, what was the catalyst for you to go? I want to do this more than be a listener or a watcher
Well,
into the art world.
so I mean, art-wise, when I was 3 years old, I was really into this dude called Raffy.
Yeah.
No, I'm just.
But I know who you're talking about. He did the down by the bay
Yeah, exactly.
where watermelons grow. I know it.
No, but so my background actually for, I really didn't like pick up a camera until like 2018 actually.
Okay.
When I was younger, like in my teenage years and my early 20s and stuff, I was a musician.
Yeah.
Playing in bands and stuff.
Start there, man. That had to be part of the journey, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually perfectly segued to here.
What kind of music did you play?
Oh, all kinds of stuff, dude. Like a few like metal groups, some just like indie rock, punk rock, stuff that was like more psychedelic shoegaze. Just
like what? Like, give me something. What was the first band that you that you were like, that's the band? You picked. What'd you play? What'd you play? Guitar?
I play bass.
Bass. All right.
Yeah, the first band that I really had like a firm belief that's like, we got something going on right here. It's called Fellow Freak.
Fellow Freak.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Is it jam bandy?
No, that was a lot more like just like indie.
Sorry, I was basing off the name, but yeah. Yeah.
No, it's like indie alternative, like very.
That's cool.
I don't know, like kind of killersy. I would
rad.
say it's kind
That's
of
cool.
the right avenue. That was just like with my buddy Hudson and other friend Laney. Like we all happened to live in the same neighborhood, and me and Hudson went to the same school, so kind of got started there, and then I played in too many bands.
Wait, you were in a band called Fellow?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I thought
that's what you were
saying,
asking.
No, that's awesome then. Okay. I was saying like, what band were you into?
That like.
But I
was
love
like,
that you were in a
I wanna
band called
make
Fellow
music.
Freak.
Yeah.
That's
I thought that's what you were
awesome.
asking. My bad, dude.
No, I would have
But,
gotten there. So I'm glad you took us there.
Yeah.
So, but it was kind of like the Killers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, when you said Fellow Freak, I was like, I've never heard of Fellow Freak. Am I the only person?
No, that makes
that
sense.
sounds
That checks
rude,
out.
too, that I've never
we
heard
might
your
still have a
band.
MySpace page. I
That's
don't know.
awesome.
It might be out there. But
Yeah, I can't wait to go find it, man. I'm gonna listen.
we could take a look.
Yeah, man.
But
And that
like-
was like the Killers, so you were really into the Killers. at
Yeah,
that
I
time.
really liked the Killers.
Yeah.
I mean, the first album that I remember buying, being like, "Hey, I'm gonna buy this."
Yeah.
Like, with my mom at Target, and like they have it. Like,
Yeah.
can I
Come
snag
on.
this? It was Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah, which
Actually,
album?
Their
Bleed
first
American
one.
or
Yeah,
Clarity?
Bleed American. Yeah.
Yeah.
With all the trophies on the front.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great record.
It's a great one.
Every person here with, I don't know if Logan, do you like that album? He doesn't know. Okay, I'm
Are
sorry.
you serious?
I
Sam?
apologize, guy. I apologize. I
You
don't even.
Idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, Eric. Just out of nowhere, idiot.
The voice of God has smitten me.
That record is a top 10 for me
Yeah,
of all time.
it's a great one. I still
Yeah.
go back.
Yeah.
Every few months, I'm just like,
Hey, everybody at Logan Gabaldon, and tell him that he needs to listen to that record for real.
true story.
Yeah.
True story.
I love it. What's your favorite song on that record? Do you remember
Um,
that? I mean,
I mean, like I don't want to say like the
Has, like,
middle or sweetness, but like it's got
Those
to be
are
one
awesome.
of those. Dude.
Yeah.
Like those are like the ones that like you heard and you're like that's what made you want to buy the album.
Yeah.
I mean, even like Bleed American, like the way it starts off, you're just like, yeah. Dude, when you're 12 years old or whatever, and you pop that in the CD player, and that's what starts, you're just like, whoa.
You feel like a badass, don't you?
Yeah.
That's good.
Like I'm gonna get home, like blast this in my room until my mom tells me to stop. It's gonna be rad.
So good.
But,
What's great is what is it? It's praise chorus and then it's Bleed American on that record.
no,
No,
it starts Bleed American.
Bleed American, praise chorus,
chorus.
the middle, Your House, Sweetness.
From memory, he's doing this right
Dang,
now. Yeah,
he's
yeah.
going.
Your Highness or something like that, right?
No, then it's Hear You Me.
Hear You Mean. That's right.
And then if you don't. Then Caution Ears.
Still going.
Then My Sundown. Suck
That's
it.
it.
Sick.
Suck it.
Impressive.
It's a top 5 album for me.
Yeah, yeah. I guess he wins. That's awesome. And so you went from being in a band,
Mm-hmm.
and then you went to now where you have a camera in your hand.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
So, about 2016, I found out I was gonna be a dad.
Hey, all right.
Yeah. And
I'm one of those too.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's great, right?
I love it.
Yeah. And I just, at the time, like I was playing music every weekend, where it's like almost like a net loss just to go out and play a show, just between like your bar tab and
Now
stuff.
we don't know what that's
And
like
gas.
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I was like, well, I kind of got to like figure out something, to
Right.
sustain me, my wife, and my future daughter. And so I started looking at schools and like trying to like start an actual career.
Right.
And there's a school locally here in Dallas called Media Tech Institute. That's how I met these homies.
Awesome.
And they're mainly a recording arts school, and that's what like caught my attention. But when I was touring, like I saw like the film program as well.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, I know like 3 studios that I could get time at,
Right.
like that, like no problem. But I don't really know anybody who could shoot a music video. So I'm just gonna swing over here and see how it goes. And
That's awesome.
It was a great decision. 'Cause
Yeah. And then because I gotta ask, is there a movie that because normally it would be if you were only a musician,
Mhm.
I'd go, what was that record? Right. It sounds like Bleed American was one of those records for you.
Mhm.
What's the movie?
Dude, I mean, probably like the movie that like I watched and was just like, I'm really interested in like how they made this,
Yeah.
right? And like that was probably Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
That is such a fun movie.
It is.
That is a good movie to go, how did they do this?
Yes.
Because it was, how did they do that? You know what I mean? Like it's a movie that feels like a comic book and a video game.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has like an
And
awesome
like a music
soundtrack.
video at the
yeah,
same
yeah,
time.
it's
too.
all a
Yeah,
music video
it's just-
too.
It's so many different things that like I just love about art in general. Just
Yeah.
like all mashed into one, and that's kind of where like I like existing. Is like where I can use my camera to like tell like a musical story,
Right.
but not like I actually hate musicals.
Oh, you
but,
do? I like them.
But like
It's crazy.
like making like a
kind of
music
musicals, dude.
Yeah.
They're kinda.
Just nah, I don't know. I guess I don't hate them. Not as much as I used to.
Well,
but-
in the middle of this podcast, we break out in song and dance.
okay.
You ready?
All right.
Surprise! It's called We're Wally.
Yeah, rad. What was the question? Yeah.
The
Favorite
movie,
musical.
Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah,
You did it. You did it.
Yeah, no, it's a good one, man. Like,
Yeah, that's a great one.
That's
awesome.
actually my favorite movie of all time.
oh yeah,
Hey,
Yeah.
you guys
Dude.
are friends.
yeah, man. Jimmy Eat World,
Jimmy
Scott
Earl and
Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim.
We both
What
have
if
daughters.
Yeah. What if after those 3 things you have nothing in common? Like maybe
Like you and Johnny.
Here,
Yeah,
I'll,
like Johnny
I'll
and
say
I.
a word, and then you say the first word that comes to mind after. Okay?
Okay.
Cheese.
Nuts.
That's
I
right.
was gonna say
Ball.
pizza.
I was gonna say
I said
balls.
burger.
I was gonna go balls, but I thought nuts
Yeah.
would be close and different.
Awesome. And that's why we have Eric on the show.
What was that gonna prove? though?
Yeah.
Like-
I don't know what it was. What was the purpose?
If one of us was clairvoyant,
yeah,
exactly.
It's that scene in Ghostbusters, which is one of my favorites of all time, where he's like holding up the thing and they have to read their mind. You guys like Ghostbusters?
Yeah. I know
Okay.
the scene you're talking about.
Yeah. Bill Murray, he's great. All right. Wait, did you have anything else you wanted to say before?
No.
Love it.
Cool. Wally,
Yes.
the one true.
Yeah. The moment that I kind of realized what direction I want to go down was I can point to 3 movies in particular. And
I already love the way you're setting this up. He's like speaking my love language right now, the way he's setting it up. Go.
the first one is actually going to be Starship Troopers.
Okay.
I saw that movie way too young.
Yeah, we all
I saw
did.
that movie when I was like 8.
Yes.
Instantly became one of my favorite
Yeah,
movies.
he had a thing for Denise Richards right after that, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, yeah.
I just love the messaging behind it. It's just such a great, and more
Totally.
you dig into it, it's just such a deep movie, but
Yeah.
with such a fun,
Yeah,
like layer
it's an
over it.
awesome movie.
Yeah. Next is There Will Be Blood.
Oh, man.
Again,
Another
another movie I
one-
saw.
Man, 2 very different movies here you're throwing at me
The
right
third
now.
one's gonna shake you.
Okay, hold on. Before you give me the third one, what do you love? Because that is a different kind of work of art.
Yeah.
There Will Be Blood, like that, the tempo and Daniel Day-Lewis and Paul Dano
Oh,
at their
yeah.
best, dude.
Ugh.
Ah.
The opening of just
Oh my
nothing,
God.
and you just
Ugh.
see him mining.
Jeez.
Doom, doom.
You
It's
got-
honestly the opening of that movie that really kind of like was like, oh, I'm so like I
Yeah.
love this so much. Not a single word has been said.
Yeah, it's so good. If you haven't seen There Will Be Blood, you should.
Oh,
You
100%.
totally should. But let me say this. As someone that's had a movie podcast, one thing I've noticed, and it might just be in my kids, so it might be all kids, it might just be mine. It's hard to get them to just focus on a movie and watch it all the way through. And that's why I still love going to the theaters, because you're kind of captivated. Because the moment you watch something in your house, it's almost like you don't really give it the attention. And that movie deserves your attention. If no other movie does, that movie does. So go ahead.
Oh, it's
Number
it's
3.
fantastic. The third one is actually kind of where I get my nickname from. It's
Okay.
Wall-E.
Oh, Wall-E, yeah!
Yeah, okay.
That's
So-
such a good movie, dude. That's my
Yeah.
favorite Pixar movie.
Very similar opening to There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, that's right, because it makes you come to tears without
Yeah.
saying a word in
Yeah.
what, the first 8 minutes or
Yeah,
something?
and you just instantly fall in love with the Wall-E
so
itself.
good.
Yeah, I just love that movie.
Oh
so
wait,
much.
I'm sorry. I was thinking Up
Up.
for some reason, because
Well-
that one does that too with
Yeah,
Sorry, but Wall-E does that too. Yeah.
yeah, with
with almost zero
Singing in the
dialogue.
Rain. I
Right.
think with like it kind of
Yeah,
like
in the
throughout it.
background. Sorry, that was my bad. But yes,
Well, Wall-E brings me to tears. Just like,
yeah,
oh, he's so
you're
lonely.
right. You're right.
Um,
How long does it go until it actually, because it only has the Singing in the Rain on the TV. When does an actual voice come in,
I believe.
other than that one?
I think it's. I wrote a paper on this in college. I think it was 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
without any dialogue for a kids movie.
Yeah.
And-
all of us were glued.
Yeah.
Like just there.
And like it's just such a beautiful movie too. Like I've never seen trash look so pretty.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But like, so I saw those
So-
3 movies when I was little, and that kind of like gave me the bug to tell stories. Like it
That's
just,
great.
I think all of us kind of have this need. It's not that like, oh, it's a hobby, we want to do it. It's a need to tell stories.
Yeah.
It's a need
Totally.
to go out and make stories ourselves.
I relate to that so much, because whether it's whatever art, wherever that is coming out of me, whether it's playing music or making short films or writing or whatever, I'm always going to kind of do it. Like there's some way it's going to, whether 100 people are at a show to watch me do it, or 10 people at the bar down this corner that lets me play acoustic guitar, or if I write a blog for just 5 people to read it, I'm still going to do that. I just want to do it the best I can at the magnitude I'm able to. And right now people want to see it. So that's cool.
I always
So,
had
love
this feeling that it's a need to scream into the void. No
Yeah.
matter how many people look at it, no matter how people listen to it, it's a need just to send something out there.
It was for me. It makes me feel like I'm worth a damn. I guess in a sense like that. Like I do have. It sounds so just simple, but that's all it is a simple saying. I was here.
Yeah.
You know, and like it's it. Like I think about all the podcasts or all the music or all the videos you guys have made and all the music, something you guys have made and other art. It's gonna be there. It's there, and I love that. I love that, especially having a daughter, and I have sons. Do any of you guys have kids?
No.
You guys? Okay.
Not that I know of.
Just a
Not-
friend.
Yeah. But when you do, if you do, it's kind of cool that there's evidence of you being here. I mean, I wish there was more evidence. My father passed away, not to be a downer, but I wish there was more evidence of him being around that I could go find, you know. And there's something cool about being able to see, I don't know, being able to see our history. History is great, man. I love diving in. I love the stories.
I'm joining you in the Dead Dad Club.
Hey, congratulations.
Uh,
He called it the right thing. He called it the Dead Dads Club. He's in one too.
Oh, yeah. There we go. More the merrier.
Welcome,
Yeah.
brother.
Don't worry, you'll all be there eventually if you're lucky.
I'm starting to think we're all just like, different pieces of Eric.
Yeah.
You know, that he's projecting right now.
Eric is the center, and we're all coming off that. You should know.
They're my homunculus.
But
Yes.
he's the one who showed me Starship
Homunculi?
Troopers.
Huh?
He's the one who showed me Starship
Ah, that's
Troopers.
crazy.
So when I was 8.
That's perfect.
I was like, hey, kid, you're not going to believe what you're about to see.
Yeah.
This took place 20 years ago.
Oh, that's awesome. Did you have any music or anything that was a part of that?
So
'Cause you
I'm
give
going to
me
say
great-
this
great
first.
movies.
I'm going to say this first. Out of everyone sitting on the couch, I probably have the least amount of knowledge on music and probably the worst taste.
No, I bet you it's the most honest taste.
So I grew up listening to a lot of like Turnpike Troubadour, Casey Donahue,
Hell yeah.
George Strait. And another thing, like even Turnpike, I think that's kind of another reason where I love storytelling so much. Because they
Yeah.
would just weave these fun little stories. Not all of them were
Right.
very fun, but
right.
it's that like I've always been drawn to music that is more of like a story to be told, but it has to be like a traditional story, like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3.
I think I'm about to tell. I'm going to ask you if you've heard of this this person, and I think you probably have because it seems like it's right down your alley the way you're talking. But if it hasn't, I'm going to be so excited because it's going to be something I'm going to be able to give to you. Okay, Sturgill Simpson.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, man, I kind of wanted to be the guy that gave him that, but okay.
I can hand him one of these.
Yeah.
What about Aaron West in the Roaring Twenties?
Have you heard him? Aaron West and the Roaring 20s? No. The reason I say Sturgill Simpson is because he made the anime Sound and Fury. Have you watched that on Netflix? Okay, you're welcome.
Okay.
We win. Sound and Fury. Sturgill Simpson put out a whole record. You've heard him do like bluegrass to country and everything.
Yeah.
This is his alternative record
Okay.
that has an anime from start to finish. It's a 48-minute anime on
That's
Netflix.
incredible.
Oh.
How have I not
I
seen it?
don't know, and it is awesome.
Want to do a watch party later?
Oh,
Yes,
100%.
please.
100%.
I would totally do that. That'd be awesome.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, you're gonna love it, dude. It's so good, and it's got all the. I don't know if you like anime.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily even love anime, but I love this. You know, it's so cool. I'm not even gonna say anything else. It's yours. Sound
Okay.
and Fury, and that
I'm so
record's
excited.
badass too.
Well, I actually have to go now. So.
Yeah.
Hey, did any of y'all enjoy Daft Punk's 5555 anime thing they did?
I never saw that.
Okay, it was the Discovery album. They did the entire album. It's an anime movie.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's dope.
I've seen bits and pieces because the music videos go. It's like the Blue people, right? And they're like in the little band.
Yeah. So the first 4 songs, One More Time, Aerodynamic, Digital Love, and Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger.
Yes.
Those came on Toonami a long time ago on Cartoon Network, and then also would cycle through MTV.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, they're part of an entire epic.
It almost seems like artists get to that point if they get big enough and they go, how are we going to express this art? We can't just be putting music out. There has to be more. And that's when you see if they have either partner with the right people or they can flex that bone too, or that muscle, not bone. That's a weird thing to flex. Flexing bones over here, guys. Sturgill Simpson, Sound and Fury. I can't wait for you to. And I'm going to check out that Daft Punk. All right, Jordan.
Yes.
We got to you, my friend.
What do you want to know first, movie or music?
Oh, no.
It probably started with movies for me.
Okay.
I remember going to a lot of like midnight movies as a kid. My dad would take me.
Heck yeah.
And my dad's in the film industry, so of course it's like a family business to me in a way.
That's awesome, man. God, I have a ton of questions about that, but we'll get that.
So I would go to these midnight movies, and I saw a lot of the classics, like Back to the Future, all classics to me. But one of them that stuck out a lot that like I was like, okay, I want to do that was The Goonies.
Heck yeah,
Great
dude.
film. But I wanted to go on that adventure with my friends. I wanted to make that fantasy come true.
Yes.
And and we're kind of doing it now.
Yes.
So it's dreams do come true. So
I do a truffle shuffle every once in a
yeah, he does.
Wait, can I just because we're here and this is awesome. Who's who if you were the
gosh.
Goonies? I mean, you just kind of took.
I know.
You kind of took
Can I
that
either
role.
do that if Vince the Gadget?
Yeah, I was gonna say he would be
Data?
Well, yeah.
Data.
Yeah, I was gonna say short round this.
No. But he played that same actor
no.
played Short Round in
Which he's doing
Indiana
awesome
Jones.
things too.
Yeah.
He's been doing awesome things.
he just won for what movie?
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah.
But he's a great stunt coordinator too and
Yeah.
stuff. No, I don't know. I think I'd have to say he is the gadget guy. That just makes sense.
Yeah, you're the guy that makes it happen, huh? Like we're in a pinch, you're the problem solver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
It's
Sometimes I'm the problem.
The MacGyver.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
But we don't fit those archetypes. I don't know.
Yeah, you could use other things because
Those
the
are very
MacGyver, the
specific.
Scrappy. You ever seen the movie The Great Escape? That
Yeah,
whole movie is
yeah.
such a great movie. And you have all those characters, and that was like the ensemble of that generation, right? Like World War II movie where they're all escaping and everything, and Steve McQueen. James Gardner and Donald Pleasance. It's like all these Charles Brolin. Man, someone gave me that as a present one time for Christmas, and I thought it was a slight middle finger, and then I watched it and I was like, oh, this is a great movie.
I had a history teacher that would make us watch it twice a year.
Yeah.
It was like multiple times. It was great.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, other than that,
Goonies is great, dude. That's a big one for me too. That was one, that adventurous spirit you talk about.
Yeah.
I wanted to go like, oh yeah, that could be me.
Right.
I was naive enough to think like, me and my friends could do that.
Right.
Yeah.
With the power of friendship.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
with the power of friendship.
No, but
an alien or
but
a
that other,
weirdo.
like that other, I guess coming of age one in a weird way was Terminator 2. That was a great film, the action film,
dude.
James Cameron. And I also was just a big fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
So those were some great movies he did.
And that was a cool movie. That was like one of the first cool movies where I go, all right. Like it was like that and like Reservoir Dogs and like Tarantino's my favorite. And everything he does taught me how to speak at way too young. Like I was like, oh, I'm going to talk like that, and talk about the worst things with my friends.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Got to go for the shock.
Exactly.
But those were the movies that like taught me like I want to make something like captivating and crazy and pulls on people's emotions, like you were saying.
Totally. Are you so when it comes to like you pick James Cameron and Steven Spielberg as your two movies, which are great, two names obvious. Who do you like more?
Oh, James Cameron, probably.
Oh, really?
Sadly, I don't know if it's sadly, but I mean, I'm just a big fan of action.
Yeah. I get
and
that.
he does the big action stuff.
Yeah. When Spielberg does action, he does it kind of pop action.
Yeah, I can't lie though. Like one of my favorite films is Minority Report.
It's a great movie.
Great movie, and he did action well in that movie. But that's also the sci-fi factor too. So he's good at sci-fi.
That's good.
That's a tough one. That's a tough.
That is tough. I mean,
choice.
they're both obvious greats. That's like Tarantino's number one for me, but like I'm a Scorsese fan too, man. I mean, like it's hard to pick after that who I'd like. There's so many good ones.
Well, what were you gonna say?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna say something that's gonna make you real jealous.
Oh, jeez.
I watched Reservoir Dogs with Quentin Tarantino.
Did y'all share popcorn?
So
It was the 25-year anniversary, and they had a screening in L.A. and he was getting some Sundance award.
At the Beverly?
No. It was I don't remember what theater it was, but it was for like he was getting like a lifetime achievement award from Sundance, and it was him and then half the original cast. And throughout the movie, he would just kind of like, oh yeah, we shot this. It was his personal cut of the movie,
Yeah,
like
he
on
does
film.
that a lot.
That's sick. I've never heard this story.
When I was 18, my mom surprised me with tickets.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
So
So-
I flew down to LA and watched the movie.
What's your mom's name?
Jody.
Jody. Shout out to Jody,
Shout
man.
out.
Mom of
Yeah.
the year, century. Wow, that's bonkers, dude.
It was incredible. It was one of the most like insane experiences of my life.
So I've spent a little bit of time in LA, and every time I wanted to go, I always look for time to just go to the Beverly because he owns that, and he
Yeah.
would show his own thing, and I wanted to just wanted.
That'd be so
I'd go to all the, and when I was in LA, I'd go to everywhere. I went to the Taco Casa, and where they filmed scenes from Hollywood, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And,
Okay.
they also had a Foo Fighters taco there, and I'm a big Foo Fighters fan. So I mean, it was a kind of a one and a two. But man, I'm a big fan of. That's so cool. That's so rad. God. Yeah, I'll meet him one day. I'll be
One
like,
day.
Yeah,
It'll
happen.
happen.
Yeah,
He asked me to
Dreams
show him
come
my
true.
feet.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
weird.
That was how you got
But
in.
it checks out.
Yeah.
No, was there a music now?
Music.
Yeah, what put you on this path?
I mean, growing up, I just listened to a lot of classic rock, and I mean, my dad was really into 80s, and he would always play me 80s stuff.
What was the song that your dad would play, and you go, "Yeah, this is a dad. This is my dad."
Well, okay, just for.
What's your dad's name?
My dad's name is Eric, so shout
Eric.
out double Erics.
With the C or K?
But with a C.
Oh,
Oh, that's the right way.
But my
Is
dad
this your
took me.
dad?
No, he might be actually. He showed me a lot of movies, just like Wallace. So. No, he took me to 3 different Weird Al concerts. He's been to more, but I've been to 3
Awesome.
weird. That's how you know.
That
like,
is such a good answer.
yeah, we've been into like Devo, all the weird,
Yeah.
corny, like goofy, raunchy. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
You
Tenacious
remember
D,
that?
you know.
You remember? I've seen Tenacious D live.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
I saw Tenacious D with Weezer and Jimmy World.
Oh, nice.
All in
nice.
Chicago. And I didn't have to pay for that ticket. Sorry, I've never told the story. One time my friend asked me, "Hey, you want to go to this? That hasn't sold out, and it's a big arena. You could probably buy a ticket when we get up there." I was like, "Sure."
Why not?
And we drove up to Chicago. It was a 5-hour drive, and I was standing in line, and then a girl tapped me on the shoulder and goes, "Hey, are you in line to buy a ticket?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Here you go," and just gave me a ticket. And I walked in. And I was
It
like,
was meant to
"This
be.
is the greatest day of my life."
That is so cool, man.
Yeah, and Tenacious D was awesome, dude.
That was meant to be there.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's just like what I heard in the car, you know, driving around with my dad growing up. But then, you know, my own influences were like, he brought up Daft Punk earlier.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing that Tron movie, the Legacy movie.
Yeah.
And that was, I actually went and bought that soundtrack on CD. And that was one of the first CDs I ever bought. It wasn't the first. The first was probably like Linkin Park or something. But
Linkin Park's everywhere right now,
Yeah.
guys. Or they were everywhere, and we're all old enough to. We talked about them on the last episode about like how good of a band they
they
were.
were awesome, man. I
Yeah.
really got a kick out of them.
Yeah, Hybrid Theory, like every song on there.
Oh,
yeah. We watch the last episode. We go in depth. We go hard.
You have to check it out.
for Linkin Park. But Daft Punk, I'm gonna play a song from that Tron Legacy.
Okay, yeah. But so that it's cool to hear that they did that before, I guess, with a soundtrack. So it makes a lot of sense why it resonated.
Yeah.
And they did so well.
Yeah, there's some of those. I mean, like them, Johnny Greenwood, the Chemical Brothers, like Trent Reznor, they all do those scores really well.
With Scott Pilgrim, Edgar Wright did Baby Driver. That was a movie.
Right, dude. Baby Driver was
a great
badass
soundtrack.
Film. Yeah.
So yeah,
The
that
whole
was another
thing
film
was
that
so
got me
cool.
into that. And so all the music from all that kind of stuff, and that's kind of where I'm at. Just those soundtracks, I guess.
Yeah, I like Baby Driver. I like when a movie is as cool. It's just cool in every way it's shot. Like
Right.
that intro where like it's like that music video at the beginning or whatever, and he's driving and you see him. You see like, is it at the beginning or is it throughout the whole movie? You actually see even the lyrics of the songs in the movie. It's
Yeah, just like
cool.
popping up in the background.
Yeah.
It's like graffiti on the wall.
Yeah,
Super
that's-
cool stuff.
Yeah, it's just rad, and it seems like the more you dive in, the more you see more of it, and like just you can tell it's a labor of love. Like he didn't have to do all those things,
Exactly. Yeah.
and it's just because he knew this would be better.
Yeah.
This would be the best art, so I do it. Yeah, I love it. That's the kind of art we want to make with Honey Gold. I'm sure that's what you guys are trying to do over there too.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Well, as we're wrapping up, I want to make sure we can promote your guys' stuff as a collective. And then I thought as we start going, I'll have one of you on at a time once you guys have something to promote. And we can go on the long journey of your life as with art and music. And that way we just keep having, each of you can have your own episode. I think that'd be cool if you guys would be down with it.
Hey, Josh, could I ask a question?
Yes. Hi, Johnny.
Hey. So just because I'm used to having a group of buddies who we sit in a space like this and do music-related things, can you guys give us just like a snapshot of what it looks like when you all get together and are gonna do your creative playtime? Like, I don't even know what that looks like.
That's what we call our stuff. We're playing.
What do y'all do?
I mean, most of the time, like with film, like it's different than music because you're not like just, showing up to a studio like this and like just like let's practice. It's a lot of like we basically do all of our pre-production on Discord,
Right.
where we can all just like hop on a call from home and be like, hey, this is something, like this person wants us to do a music video, here are their ideas, and that's where we kind of handle our pre-pro, and then we figure out where we're gonna go and shoot and stuff. But that's also kind of like what makes us work really well, and like why I really enjoy working with these guys is because I feel like each of us, like it's all complementary.
Right.
Like
This
I'm
fits.
capable of editing, but I don't like it, and David is just great at it,
Right.
and he just takes care of business.
Kills it.
Yeah.
He kills it every
I was
time.
watching, dude, while we were having the meeting. I was like, God, this guy's great.
Yeah.
I wanted to learn.
But Jordan's like a really solid director, just like on set guy. Wally, he's got the lights and like he's just ready to help out whenever. So
Yeah.
it's just I don't know. There's a lot of different scenarios where that like creative playtime is sort of manifesting itself.
That's great. Yeah, it's great. Great question. Eric, you got anything? Knox? Logan?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I had crap in my throat. That was like, yeah, no, I'm good.
Can we go back to something?
Yeah, I'd love to.
So, Wally, you're talking about like the need to tell stories, and I found that really interesting. You were talking about sort of this like instinct to make a mark on the world, like just to say I was here, kind of.
Yeah.
I'm really interested if you could go more in depth with that. Like, I don't know. I just think it's interesting. Like all throughout human history, like we've left things behind. We've done like, cave paintings and things like
Right.
that. Just like etches and rocks and building pyramids and stuff like that. Like,
Why do we do that?
yeah, what is it?
I think it's how we know I'm not here without people that came before me and all those cave drawings and all those echoes in the void. Like I'm a product of that. So as much as that echoes out there, that's me. I feel like we all struggle with like, are we, this is just my version of this. I'd love to hear your guys' version of this too. And you guys, if you want to. I know Johnny's got something good. But for me, it is realizing now, before it was just instinct. I think I was just like a baby cries. Like I think you're just like, I need attention. Yeah, there's something about that. But when you start figuring out what you're supposed to say instead of just saying something, you feel like there's something worth saying. Like you want, as a father, especially I have 4 sons. As a father, I want them. I see myself in them, and that's me screaming into the void. That's me ultimately doing that, and I think, as much as that is, I want them to carry on at least what I think is truth with them, and I think those are the capabilities. That's my art. I think I can watch a movie, I can hear a song, I can read a book, I can see a firework or a shooting star across the sky, and that's gonna tell me something. And if I look hard enough, it's gonna give me some type of truth I need to pass on.
Wow, that's really good.
Johnny, what'd you have?
I was trying to think of a quick way to just kind of give my thoughts on it, because I think about
Sorry,
this a
I
lot.
went long-winded there.
No, that was great. I feel like I could, you know how we do. We'll just paint the same picture. Josh and I will just paint the same picture as many different ways as possible, trying to go, yeah, we mean the same thing,
And then
right?
Eric will say it once, and we'll go, yeah, that's it.
But I was thinking of it, so there's something special about making something and saying, like, I was alive, I was here, and this is part of what I did to add to, it didn't exist, and then now it does. And I was a part of that. That's one of my favorite thing about making things. But I was also seeing it as like a fireworks show. And if you were to watch a fireworks show, that is the human existence timeline. And there's just a pretty blue one that goes, and you're like, that one was me. I did that one. And that's what it kind of feels like.
With film, we do that, though, and that's, I feel like that's everything we do is with film. We're pushing all of this into that one moment to get it into this scene or into this frame, and we got to capture that magic. And once it's gone, it's gone. You know, it's lightning in a bottle we're trying to capture. You know, and we're trying to chase that. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's great. Do you guys realize that we're I don't know if they do. We're 2 different groups doing kind of the same thing in 2 different groups. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
It's like almost like that's what we've been like, kind of been like, yeah, I love that you guys were all coming.
It's like the scene on Shaun of the Dead when they meet the other survivors.
Edgar Wright strikes again.
Yeah, it's great, dude. Why don't you guys promote your stuff? That way, if there's like your social medias or anything.
Well, yeah, so we're Western Werewolf. We are a video production company. We make music videos, short films, and much more. Anything you want us to do, as long as you pay us right. No, as long as, it's fun and, we want to do it. And it's, we're always trying to, broaden our horizons. But you can find us on TikTok, Instagram. You can email us. We'd like to say howl at us.
Howl at us is our howlatus.com is our email.
Great. That's great.
DM us on Instagram. Our whole kind of motto when we all kind of came into this is we just want to make cool stuff. That we just want to make cool stuff, no matter what field it is. Documentaries, music videos, shorts.
Yeah.
We just want to make cool stuff.
Right. That's same. I mean, that's really what, and we want to do it. And honestly, we want to make great stuff with great people. Like I think that bonds us together. More than me yelling into the void, I made that. It's like we made that. That's what I want to say. It's like I don't have to be the center. I think that's important to say in your question you asked. I think originally whenever we were kids, like that analogy I use where we're just screaming because we don't know and we need attention, however that is. Sometimes it's bad punk bands, or maybe it's just complaining about soup or whatever. But I think ultimately you learn that it's better just to do things as a community and do much bigger, better things that's for the collective.
Well, I think the way to put it to me is like when I was younger, it was kind of a fear of I'll be lonely, I'll be forgotten.
Yeah.
I want to put my mark on this place and be remembered. But as you grow older, I think you come to realize, it's more about spreading the knowledge and gaining the knowledge too as you go. So to further spread it and enjoy it with others, and to just enjoy this blue marble we're on, right?
Heck yeah, dude.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like it goes pretty quick. I'd like to have some fun and maybe capture some of it while we're here.
Yeah.
What's your email again? That way they
It's
hit
how at us.
how at us.
No, it's how at Western Werewolf.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm trying to make it with my hand.
Dude, I was really confused.
How
I
at-
thought our email was something
Yeah, I thought it was
different,
how
but
at
I'm
us
not
for a
gonna
second too.
correct
It took me a second. I'm the one who made it.
Just go to westernwerewolf.com.
Yeah.
You'll find us. You
There's a
know,
button that says email us or something.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Give us
Western
a-
Werewolf
No, it
on
says howl at
Instagram.
us.
Yeah.
The button is how
I
at
know
us.
what the website says.
Just go howl at the moon.
I've
We'll hear
seen
it.
it.
Yeah.
We'll find
We'll,
you.
Throw up
we'll
the
find
basket.
you.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
find
find you.
Guys, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having us, man.
Yeah, I feel we're gonna do a lot together, and we'll have you each on here next time, or maybe we'll figure it out. I want to do a movie podcast with you guys. Like we have a podcast, a movie podcast. I want to do like where we review movies. I think that'd be awesome.
Sure.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. We'll have a playlist in the show notes and all their link and all their info there. There'll be a playlist you can listen along with. And thanks for joining us. All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
All right.
One of our singles, my band singles, was Gotta Howl. It's Gotta Howl, and I don't know. Hey, next time on the Youngblood podcast, we talk to a paltry. Here are some clips from the episode. Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Something in me has been sparking since I was a little kid.
Can't stand it. And roots and all this stuff, man. I love all that stuff, dude.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.